I'm just staring. I'm kidding. Hi, everyone. Welcome to another week of the Hive Weekly. I'm your host. Well, before we start, this is season 4, episode 6 of the Hive. And it is brought to you by Esports College and Career Pathways, where our mission is to expand access to opportunities and provide a clear path forward for young adults to reach their potential. We focus on diversity, equity, and inclusion. Huge thank you to our sponsors, GameHers, ESTV, and NFL alumni. I'm your host, Ali Cat. It's great to be back. Tonight, I'm joined by my friend and co-host, Super Sailor. Can't believe you're here. Episode 6 for 2023. Oh my God, really? I missed a lot of episodes. Another great season filled with hot topics, great guests, and even bringing back game night. Without further ado, my co-host is Super Sailor. Welcome back.
How's it going?
Great. What have you been playing lately?
I've actually been getting really into Fortnite again. The zero build mode.
Oh yeah.
Okay. It's really fun. It's really fun, and I'm kind of done with Overwatch. So,
yeah. Oh, I want to talk more about. No, never mind. It's not about you. This week we'll be speaking with our special guest, former pro player and coach Mark. Oh God, Aries Mendez. I'm so sorry, I flubbed on your last name there. We want to learn about his path to reaching the top of his game, and then to answer questions. And is there life after being in the pros? And then we'll talk about games and stuff, and then we'll find out why Super Sailor hates Overwatch now. All right, great. This is a great stream. I'm ready. Now, welcome. How are you doing? And yeah, just we could start with the first question, which is usually our general question to our guest. Can you tell us how you became a gamer or got interested in gaming?
I've been gaming since I was just a little kid. Like probably like 6, 7 years old, and I first got my PC. It wasn't anything special at all. It was just like a normal PC back in like the 2000s, and that's how my pro career started as a 7-year-old.
Whoa, you're a pro at 7. I'm kidding. What was the game of choice? Do you remember?
Yeah.
Honestly, it's all a blur because it was so long ago. But I do remember a couple games. There's this one like Lego game where you would like make a little city and you'd have like just like people walking around in it. I really liked that one. And then there's another one that was like a amusement park building or something.
Roller Coaster Tycoon.
I don't know. It was a long time ago. Maybe it was that one. Something like that. But
Nice.
it was fun because like you got to just like make your own city, be really creative, and just have fun.
Cool.
And was that the first video game that you played, or was that just what you remember like playing the most of?
I would say it's probably the one that I remember playing the most. Those two games, at least as a kid. And maybe I played Nintendo 64 before then, but that's a whole way more games that I played on there, like 007,
Nice.
Mario Kart, the skater one. Everyone plays
Tony
the skater
Hawk.
one. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey You Pikachu is my favorite. I love
Okay.
that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when did you start going into Rainbow Six?
Yeah. I first started playing Rainbow Six in the beta, like whenever it was first kind of showing the beta, I guess. It's just really interesting to me. Like I was really like into like tactical shooters at the time. So that was like a really good game for me. I think I was playing Battlefield 3 before then, so I was super into shooters, and then I wanted a little bit more realism, more team play, and I think that's something that really showed in Rainbow Six.
Nice. So what about the game like interested you the most? And also who's like your favorite operators? Because I'm interested in that.
I was always one of those people that kind of played a little bit of everything. Even in my pro career, like I went from like an entry role to a support role to like a flex role. So I played pretty much every single role that you can think of. I think my favorite one is probably like Sledge, but
Hey,
yeah,
same.
yeah, that one's just so much fun. It's got a lot of flexibility to it. Sledge and Buck, those are really good ops.
It's just to get the sledgehammer and just knock it down. It's just oh, it's so good. That like since like launch, that's always been one of my like favorite operators.
Yeah.
But sorry, I'm derailing your interview here. No, I'm
No,
kidding.
no,
No,
no, you're
it's
not.
cool. But like, yeah, what are some like interesting, like especially seeing where it's gone to now, especially the pro scene. Like it's definitely grew, humble beginnings and
Yeah,
stuff like that. So like what was it like to just kind of see like where it started and then how, it is now?
it was amazing. Like I said, I was there from the beginning. I wasn't a professional until I think it was the first invitational. Right now, I don't know if you guys know, but the invitational's currently on right now. I think they're in the finals or semifinals.
Mm-hmm.
And I was there for the first one, and I played in that one. And we ended up finishing third, and I was on Xbox at the time. But the prize pool for that tournament, I think, was like 50,000, a hundred
It was
thousand,
like
maybe.
something like that. It was not what it
Yeah.
is now.
No, the stage was it was very small. It was like in a if you could picture like a movie theater, it was kind of like being inside of a movie theater with the stage in the front. It was nothing
Okay.
special, but it was a great experience nonetheless. But yeah, sorry, going from your question, seeing it grow so much from that first year was amazing. But I think towards the like fourth or fifth year, that's whenever it started to really like go downhill, I would say, or maybe stagnate a little bit. Um, so I think that the potential was definitely there for a while, where it could have been a tier one esport right up there with like CS:GO and League of Legends, and it was like kind of like touching that position just a little bit. But COVID happened, and then everything kind of took a turn for the worse after that.
Yep. That well, we can't talk about Rainbow Six without talking about the culture of Rainbow Six. And
Yeah.
what do you think about the culture and the community?
um, well, I mean, I don't know if it's more it's 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 the Rainbow Six culture alone. It's kind of
Mhm.
just esports culture in general. It's just really it's not the best. Um, I think that esports it's a very new place, so there's a lot of things that haven't kind of been set as a standard in all the esports. So I think the culture is pretty widespread across all of them. It's just in Rainbow Six, it's like it was a lot. It was pretty toxic for a while, but not so much anymore. I think, like I said, I think it's more of just esports in general. It's a newer scene, so it's not as established as other things in the world, whether it's like the NFL or or the NBA or any other sport or entertainment. Um, yeah.
Oh. You
So
saw me
you're,
typing. No, go ahead. No, how are you able to get into the pro scene and what was that like journey for you? And did someone inspire you or help you to get in?
yeah, my journey was pretty interesting. I was like I said, I was playing in the beginning. I wasn't playing to be a professional. I wasn't planning on that at all. I was just playing the game for fun. I liked to play in the GB tournaments, game battles. That was a lot of fun. That was whenever I first started becoming competitive. It was just with a group of friends. It was nothing special. And then eventually, I started to feel like I was kind of outpacing my teammates a little bit. So I started, you know, hanging around more talented players, and we started making teams. and eventually it was first on PS4. We started pretty much like running the scene on Rainbow Six on PS4, but there was no pro league for that. So after that, I decided that I can do this. Well, actually, I took a break for I think 3 months. For I actually went to go do a band thing. I went to go play in professional marching band for 3 months,
Oh,
and that I chose to
wow.
do that for 3 months, and then I came back, and then I saw the team that I was playing with on PS4. They ended up going to Xbox, and then they made Pro League on Xbox, and they were
Mm.
still like, "Hey, dude, like we still want you to come back and play. Like, we'll give you time to get warmed up again. Get your groove back, but we want you on the team again because you were a great part of the team." Um, so I ended up joining them, and the very first season that we started playing together, we ended up qualifying for the biggest tournament of the year, which was the Invitational.
Mhm.
So I didn't have any experience before with like professional level stuff. I did some competitive stuff, but that was my first like real professional experience was at Invitational.
Oh,
Nice.
wow. Really? Like your first tournament was then That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like what was that like to just like for just to be in that scene? Was it what you expected or did you just go in with no expectations? And did you actually feel like, okay, I want to keep doing this more?
Yeah, it was a pretty awesome experience, like I after that I definitely wanted to keep doing it. Um, but then, stuff happened after that to where Xbox wasn't around for Pro League on Rainbow anymore.
Mm.
Um, so then they moved it to PC, and then we all switched over to PC, and then we started playing on there. And then most of us went professional on PC as well. Not all of us. Um, but yeah, that's kind of how that went. The experience was awesome though. Like, I went from just playing the game for fun to eventually becoming, you know, playing at a top tier at a tournament in Montreal. So I
Mm.
went from like, telling my parents like I'm gonna play video games. They didn't really understand it at first. Esports was probably it was a lot smaller back then. Um, and I started to get a salary, but they still didn't really see the potential in it. uh,
Mhm.
Probably until like I started going to the tournaments and like getting higher salaries and all that sort of stuff.
Mm.
I had two quick questions that aren't on our questions list. One, what did you play in marching band? I just want to,
Yeah, I played the mellophone, which is like a marching version
Oh,
of a
wow.
French horn. So yeah, but I can
Nice.
play all the brass instruments. They're
Oh, that's
like I
crazy.
learned how to play all of them.
That's
What?
crazy.
That's so random. That's
Yeah,
pretty
I
cool.
played the flute and I don't know
yeah,
how to play it at all now. Like
nice.
that's gone from my mind.
Yeah, yeah. I'm
Uh
sure if you picked it up and practiced a little bit, it'd come right back. It's like riding a bike.
ooh, I don't know. It's been like 10 years. I don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
Oh,
And
wow.
then second, what was the platform you liked the most playing R6 on?
PS4.
PS4?
Absolutely. Yeah. I think that it was probably because it was like a band of misfits kind of just playing the game together, just having fun. That's all it was. It wasn't about like and it wasn't about money, it wasn't about anything else except, how good can we get our team to be on PS4. And that was probably my favorite moments. Even though it's not where, went to all these crazy tournaments all over the place, I think that's where I probably had the best memories.
Mm, that's pretty cool. Oh, that was all your questions?
Yeah, I just had two quick questions that weren't on the list of questions.
Oh, okay,
But
okay. No, but yeah, let's talk about like the skills that I mean, why did you think you were like so great at the game, and how much like hour, because we always talk about hours people put into the game, and just like practicing, and just like the mechanics and skills that you have to kind of put into use, especially to make it at a pro level. Because even semi pros, they're amazing. So like,
Yeah.
what like how would you say, like, why do you think you were so particularly good at Rainbow Six, and like what is some of the things that people who are interested in get into a game like that, because we have like Valorant and other, CS and things like that, they're really top of the line as well. Like, what do you have to do, you know?
Yeah. Whenever you look at semi pros and pro players, you
Mhm.
won't really be able to tell the difference in terms of
Mhm.
their mechanics. Once you get past a certain point, the skill gap is so small when it comes to the aim that everything starts becoming a game about, how much you're prepping, how much how good your mindset is, um, how good you're able to handle certain situations and stressors. It becomes a lot less about how much time you put specifically into the game itself, like playing a ranked game or playing a T hunt or whatever, in Kovacs. I mean, Kovacs
Mhm.
is good, but that's like a good practice outside of the game itself. Um, there's like this common thing that goes around where they say you have to put in 10,000 hours to be good at anything. Um, Now that's true if you're just like doing one thing over and over and over again, but you can really achieve a lot more with deliberate practice. And what that means is like putting more time into studying the things inside the game, the mechanics inside the game. Studying like operators specifically. Maybe find out things that just go into a custom lobby and just like mess around with the operator, see what you can do on the map. Siege is pretty awesome for that sort of stuff because like you're the only person that's stopping you from being as creative as you want. That's I think Siege is one of the games where you can be the most creative out of all of them, because you can destroy walls, you can reinforce walls, you can shoot through everything. Like it's very different from a lot of other games that put a lot of
Mhm.
restrictions on you. Um, but I would say deliberate practice is a must. Um, VOD reviewing your own gameplay, VOD reviewing other professional teams if you're a professional, or if you're not a professional, reviewing pros, finding out what they're doing, trying to figure out in your head like why they're doing it, and just learning from everyone around you.
As a person who absolutely sucks at Rainbow Six, I tried playing it like I think twice, and I was just like, I don't think this is it for me. What character would you like recommend someone like trying out first on?
Yeah, that's a tough one. That's a tough one.
I will say, like, my play style is more like support, man in the van. Like, I rather not. I'm not confrontational.
Yeah.
Just be Doc. It's fine.
Yeah, that's really it's hard coming into the game at first because there's like
So
so
much.
many so many things that you need to learn. In terms of like the easiest operators, like probably like Jaeger and Sledge.
Okay.
That's about as simple as you can get.
Jaeger, I always say go Rook or Doc or something, like
That's
stay in
even
the
simpler.
corner.
That's probably even better, honestly. Like something that you just put down your utility and then you just go run around and shoot things.
Yeah. Who's the heartbeat guy?
Pulse.
Uh, Pulse. I
Yeah,
used to like that when I first started, only because like you could tell when somebody's like coming, and then you could kind
yeah.
of like communicate it if they were like close enough. That was good. And then the one they would always tell me to use is mute. And I hated it because I would literally get shot because I would put down the thing too slow. So it would be like the
Yeah,
timer to set up is going and I'm not noticing, and I would put down the thing to mute everything, and then I'll just
yeah.
get popped, and I'm like, happened? And they're like, you did it too slow.
Yeah.
And then when I was the guy, who does the shield? Is it? Oh, I don't even know
Montaigne.
when. Is that the one who drops the bag where everybody has to get the shield?
Oh, that's Rook.
Rook, yeah.
Yeah.
And I would put down the bag too late and they
Mhm.
would die getting the shield. I'm probably like the terrible teammate at that point. I had many mistakes. And we used to always say, like, if you brought in somebody new and they didn't shoot somebody accidentally, then you're not playing Rainbow Six Siege,
Yeah.
right? Like that's
Yeah.
usually what everybody, because everyone feels so bad when they first do like that first like friendly fire, like, oh, you can't shoot through that person. I'm like, it's kind of a rite of passage at this point.
Yeah.
Everybody's done it.
They'll shoot someone through 6 different walls on
Yeah.
accident. Yeah. I've seen it
And
all.
yeah, it's just, and like I feel like everybody gets, I don't know if it's just like because we're gamers, so like when we make mistakes in games, we just take it so hard, and especially with Rainbow Six, I've seen people just be like, "I'm never gonna play this game ever again." I'm like, no, like it just happens. It's not like a bad thing.
Yeah. Yeah. It's part of the learning curve.
I think I played like a person. I don't know. My friend just said, sit in this corner, use their ability. I think like I had like a
Did you have a shield up?
camera.
Oh, a
I don't
camera.
know. I don't know if it was a camera or like a little remote control car. I don't know. I can't remember. It's been a long time.
Yeah.
But she's just like, just sit in this corner. I'll protect you.
Oh my
You
god.
just tell me where they are
Yeah.
or
That's
something
like
like
the
that.
opposite of me. I'm like, okay, this person does this, and I try to run them through like every ability the person. And I go, I'll like make them do the guns outside of before we go to the lot. I'm like, okay, I need you to set up this person, and then like get them to get like a nice like gun. And so I'm like, don't use that. Don't use the shotgun. You're gonna kill everybody. Like, just try to do it. And they're like,
man.
I'm learning. You're I'm overstimulated. I'm like, oh, come on. You're sucking here. You're gonna die. And then I'm probably the worst teammate. I'm sorry. I just like
Hey, I mean, you can't be worse than me. So,
no, because you know what? This Siege is so good with like operators looking good as well. Like they just like physically look good. So like when people come in and they see like the whole operators, like especially if they buy like the deluxe or something, they'll come in and be like, "Oh, this person looks great." I'm like, "Oh my god, no! Please, for the love
It's the
of
worst.
God!" Yeah, it's like they're just going off looks, and I'm like, you
that's
don't even know
me.
what they.
That's me. I'm like, oh my god, she's so pretty. I want to play her. Like,
Yeah.
oh
But
my
yeah, I
gosh.
mean, there's just some that are, especially, I know like the older ones. I don't know any of the new ones. Like I came in and there's so many new ones. I'm like, oh, she looks so pretty. And they're like, you're doing the thing you hate. And I'm like, I know, I'm sorry. What do they do? But
Oh
yeah.
man.
But
Well,
nah, maybe you could
Beth.
teach us one day.
Oh, that's
Well, I
true.
wanted to talk about, let's talk about your coaching. So how did you get into coaching?
Coaching. I kind of just like I wanted to try it out.
Mm,
Um, I probably still could have gotten on a team if I wanted to,
mhm.
but I felt like coaching is one of those things that you start to realize after you start coaching how many mistakes you made while you're playing. Um, so that
Really?
was yes, absolutely. Like
Mhm.
um, if I were to go back and coach myself, I would have a long, very long list of things that I would have told myself. Um, but yeah, coaching is great. I really learned a lot about myself, about the players, about the game, all sorts of things.
Uh, can you tell us who you coached for? Because I believe you don't coach anymore, but who did you
Oh,
coach for? And like, what did you guys end up like, some of the tournaments and things like that? Just
yeah, I ended up I coached only for Beast Coast, and
hmm
that was for I think a year and a half, maybe 2 years. But they went from being they were the worst team in the league at the time, and it was a slow grow from then. It took a lot of roster changes, a lot of changes to the system that they had. But we got closer and closer. Eventually, we were just for 2 seasons straight. We were one placement away from going to major tournaments. We never got there, unfortunately, but we overcame a lot of obstacles that a lot of teams did not have to deal with, whether it's like visa related issues where players
Mm.
can't play for half a season, or the developers doing something or whatever it might be. So we never made it to where I would have wanted us to be, but I know that we had the people, we had the staff, we had the players, we had everything that we needed. We just ran into a couple things that made it very, very difficult for us.
Oh, I don't know. I thought Super Sailor would have a follow up. You always have the good follow ups.
No, I was just thinking about like being on an esports team, like just the slow grind of trying to become better. So I totally feel that. I know one of our questions we're talking about like the top three criterias to becoming like a pro. And I know you talked about that kind of earlier before, especially about having like a good mentality, deliberate practice. Um I was just wondering if you had like top 3, like, more than those, like, more important on the list or anything like that?
Yeah. Well, I would say probably the first one would be open-mindedness. Um, so just always assume you're wrong and try to understand whatever it is you're having a conversation about, or whatever it might be. Um, because if you're not open-minded, you're not going to grow. Um, I've seen a lot of players that are the most talented players in the world, um, in terms of skill, but they have egos. They don't think
The
that they can get better.
egos.
Yeah. They don't try to get better, and that's holding them back from really reaching their like true potential. Um, so that's like the first thing I'd say. Um, the next thing is obviously like you got to put in the work. Um, like it's not always fun doing VOD reviews, doing all the sort of background work that you need to be doing, but it's necessary, and it's going to be a lot quicker than only playing the game and ranked, and going through the the boonies and just slugging it out in ranked, because it's not going to be a fun experience if you're just playing ranked and half the games you play you're just playing with really bad teammates with terrible mentalities. That's just going to bring you down. So the hard work, open-mindedness, and then I would say the last one would be surrounding yourself with the right people. You can either surround yourself in a cocoon of people that are closed-minded and that are not better than you, and that are just not going to really help you improve and not bringing anything to the table for growth. Or you can surround yourself with people that are there to grow. They're not going to bring you down whenever you mess up, because I've messed up a lot of times. um, on the stage, on the biggest stages in the world, I've messed up. So nobody's perfect, everyone's going to make mistakes. As cliche as that is, it's very true. um, so I'd say, and recognize too, like you're not going to get to where you want to be if you try to do it alone. um, you could be the best player in the world, but if you're not playing with the right people, you're not gonna grow, and you're not gonna get those opportunities with people that are there for you, and they're growing with you.
Nice. Well, you did talk about like coaching making you want to play again. Are you gonna play again, or are you retiring? Like, and I mean, as a player that kind of like stepped back and went into coaching, what are the options after becoming like a pro player and hitting the scene so hard? You've been in invitationals and things like that. So, I mean, are you coming back? No, I'm kidding. But yeah. Like, what are
uh,
the plans for the future for you? As well as like, what are some of the options?
yeah, I'm in terms of the options after playing professionally.
Mhm.
um, it's anything you want to do in esports. I mean, it's like a great avenue for anything in esports. If you want to become a game designer, game developer, like you can do that. If you want to become a content creator, you can do that. You can build your brand while you're professional. Um, you know, anything that has to do with esports, if you're a professional, it's like a free pass pretty much, as long as you have the other skills. Like if you want to be a game designer, don't just become a pro player and that's it. Like you got to become a pro player and you got to learn how to code. You know, like if you want to become a content creator, you got to put in a lot of time into YouTube, a lot of time into Twitch, whatever your platform is. You got to put in the time for that as well. Um, that's just being good at anything really. Um, but for me personally, I don't really have the desire to keep playing anymore. It's a lot of stress. Um, having to perform every single time, and also you got to put in a lot of time for it. And for me, it's not as fun to me anymore to play video games at a competitive level. So um, I'm not really looking into doing that or in coaching. I could keep coaching. I could. I believe that I could probably go professional in another game if I wanted to. Um, but
That was gonna
I
be my next question, but
yeah
keep going.
yeah. I don't really have the desire to do that. I want to move on to something
Mhm.
else. So what I'm doing now is I'm becoming a trader in the U.S. markets. So I've been doing that kind of like as a side hobby for the past year, and the
Mhm.
past 6 months have been a lot more serious. Where I'm surrounded, like I'm trying to do the same things that I did in gaming and applying those same principles to trading. Um, and it's fun. It's been pretty good so far. I'm learning, getting better every single day. So there's that, and then I also am going to be kind of running our family's business. So we have like a dumpster business. So I'm going to be getting more into the business side of things, doing sales and that sort of stuff. Um, but yeah, that's my plan for now. It's not like I know exactly where I'm going, but I'm going.
Oh. I mean, are you gonna stay around gaming though? Like, yeah?
Um, for
No?
me, like I still game for
Yeah.
fun, but
Mhm.
like the markets and trading is kind of
Mhm.
like my new outlet for gaming. So like it's like I kind of look at the markets as a video game in itself, trying to figure out how to read these patterns and trade and execute my plans and stuff.
Oh, that's cool. Well, my next question that I said I was going to ask you is, what games do you think you would still like kind of dominate? I hope it's Apex because I hate that game. So
It's not Apex. No, I
it's
don't. I
not.
played it for a
Oh
little bit.
I
man.
love Apex.
I don't like it. They don't have solos. I think it's just so like okay, my biggest pet peeve with Apex is they don't have solos only because I don't feel like I need to always learn with a teammate type of thing. And it's so difficult because it's like if you don't have like your team set, then you got to play with randos. And I'm like, and I mean they have duos, but even that is annoying as well because you just get like third party in every session. I'm just like, put in solos, and they already said they're not.
Yeah,
So to me, it's like I just don't have a desire to play that game. Just rolling my eyes. But I did sit down and did like a whole like 6 to 12 hour session, like relearning it
yeah,
recently. But yeah, what game would it be? Now I'm curious to your answer because you said it's not Apex. I could see you as like an
yeah.
Apex predator. Like all you gotta do is like shoot. Like I tell people all the time, he already knows how to curve bullets. He played Rainbow 16 and like
Yeah, shoot through walls and all that sort of stuff.
yeah, like we already know. Yeah.
um, well, I don't like battle royales at all.
Oh, so it'd be like
Um,
Valorant.
yeah, Valorant.
Okay.
Valorant would be the one. But like I said, for battle royales, I don't like the fact that you have to like parachute in somewhere random and you're probably gonna die in the first 10 seconds, and then you're gonna have to go back into the lobby for another 10 minutes before you get redeployed. So that's just not my
That's
Sounds like
thing.
you
not a
played
problem for
Warzone, the
me.
longest
Yeah.
intro to a freaking BR ever. They have a
Yeah, yeah.
cutscene for everything.
Yeah, make you go
Annoying.
fly around in an AC-130 for 10 minutes before you actually pull your chute. Like it's
I'm just
not.
gonna say this as an
Yeah,
influencer and like a content creator. I was like, who is the content creators for this game, and why are you not talking to the devs about this like introduction that is like 10 minutes long before you can like land?
mm,
It's like, and then when you die, you go into the gulag, and I'm like, oh god, I can't take this anymore. It's
yeah,
like we did like almost like 40 minutes just to finish like maybe top 10, and I was like,
yeah,
this is ridiculous. But yeah, don't use
yeah,
Warzone. I mean, I'm just saying. But
yeah.
we could practice Apex together if you ever want to play again.
No, I really,
No,
I
I
don't think
hate
I
it.
will. But
It's quicker
Valorant,
than Warzone, but I do like
it is.
Call of Duty guns better. That's the
Yeah,
thing. Like, because I feel like you play Siege, so we probably have like the similar thing. Like Siege has really good guns when like you click with your gun, you kind of click with it, with the operator of the gun type of thing. With Call of Duty, their guns are so good, but the extra stuff they put in that game
yeah,
drives me insane
yeah.
a
I can
little bit.
understand that. But Valorant, I really like the game. If I were to continue playing as a professional in any
Mhm.
game, it would be that one.
Mm.
Um, I play like I just play competitive, not like tournaments stuff like the
Mhm.
competitive queue in Valorant.
Mhm.
Um, I'm like Immortal 3, I think.
What is
So
that? Is that like some high level thing? Because now I know it's super high level because I don't know what it is.
well, it's like I think Radiant is like the top 500 players,
Think
and then there's
so.
Immortal 3, and then there's Immortal 2, and then 1, and so on.
Oh, so you're
Um,
good. Oh my god. Okay,
yeah,
when you
I would say I'm
reset,
pretty good.
just carry us, okay? Like
Yeah.
that's all they're no kidding. No, go ahead.
Um,
That's really cool.
but and one thing I really like about that game is the devs. Um,
Mhm.
I played Rainbow Six, and I was help helping the devs, make their game better, but
Yeah.
they
Mhm.
don't they don't listen to the pros like they should. Um, I could go on a whole list of things I don't like about that company, but I won't. But
Same. But
with yeah, but with
uh-huh.
Riot,
Mhm.
they pulled in a bunch of people that knew what they're doing. They're
Mhm.
developing a game. They have a background where they actually know what it's like to be in a competitive environment. Um, so that's not something that a lot of games really do. Um, but they do that, and they also listen to their pro scene. They listen to their pro scene, and they listen to their casual scene,
Casuals,
and
yeah.
they make it really balanced. So whenever you're playing a game, if you're ever if you don't know what game you want to get into, look at what the devs are doing and figure out, like, is this something that you're really going to want to put your livelihood into? Like, are you going to put it into a company that is they have good qualities behind them, or are you going to put it into one that you don't really know what the future is for the game is? So it's more like long-term thinking, and you know it kind of strays away from the fact that you're not playing the game for what it is, you're playing it for something else. But I think that's something that you should take into consideration.
Oh, I think this is a perfect time to ask Super Sailor, why are you not playing Overwatch?
It's boring. It's boring. I'm so bored with it.
You are? Oh
I hate
man.
push. I hate push so
Is
much.
that the new robot mode? Is that what it's called?
Yeah, it's so
Okay.
bad. And
Um
like as you were talking about the devs, like
mm.
man, they don't listen. They
No.
just don't.
Do you like
Like
the like whole play? Well, it was 7 before the whole play 5 games to see where your place type thing.
to be honest, I haven't done placements in
Never.
since
Okay.
I stopped
Yeah.
playing esports. Uh,
Now, like
so
seriously, because so I opened it up the first time. This is when they had it at 7. I was like, I have to win 7 games to figure out I'm in bronze
oh, I
5. Is
did do that, I think.
Yeah, and then they had a bug that threw everybody in bronze, so everybody had to like kind of climb out of it. It's been a lot, but yeah, okay, you're
Yeah.
bored. Okay,
I'm very bored. The only
I
time I
accept
have
it.
fun is if I'm playing like Orisa. And that's about it.
Is really good.
I
Yeah.
love throwing her little javelin.
Yeah,
It's
it's so fun because it's quick.
Yeah.
So I've been having a problem with their cooldowns. I feel like they haven't like calculated. I don't know if it's not like a calculation problem or anything, but it just seems like some people have really slow cooldowns for their abilities, and then some people have really fast ones. And I'm like, how is this even like fair? Because girl could heal like in a second, and I have to wait 13 seconds to get off of a heal, and he's supposed to be support. I'm sorry, now I'm on a rant. I'm sorry.
Yeah, the
but
only time I have fun is like playing tank now, and I don't really have a lot of fun doing that either. So
yeah, and they get a lot of flack, which they shouldn't, because it's only one tank now. But yeah,
so
okay,
everyone
I get
meet
it.
me on Fortnite. We'll get
No
number one
build.
victory or else. No build, yeah, specifically no build.
No
It's
build
so
doesn't even have
fun.
like a rank mode, does it? It's just
I don't
regular
know.
schmegler.
I just
You're like, I'm
play it
just
just
playing
for
for fun. So
Yeah,
now
I
we're
get
just
really
talking to pros
toxic,
who just play
actually.
games for fun. Who are you people and why? What did the gaming industry? Let's get into the nitty and gritty. What did the gaming industry do?
That I'm not really usually toxic in games, but like I'll get in Fortnite and I'm like yelling and screaming, but
Yeah.
nah, like it's fun.
I go on
Yeah.
Fortnite a lot too, and more than I like to admit, especially no build. Only because it's like the perfect balance for like a BR versus like what he was saying. So like I like Warzone, like the concept of Warzone, I like. Going into Warzone to sit and wait through a 10-minute cutscene, I hate. So it's like I kind of want to get in, jump, get out, whereas Fortnite, it kind of have it goes quick and they have a good player base. Their guns are good. They cycle them out pretty okay. Like sometimes there's just too much stealing. That All Might thing that they were doing was
Deku
so
Smash
annoying. Yes.
and the
I literally
Kamehameha is on there now. And I like the Nimbus Cloud. The Nimbus Cloud is nice. I like that. But
I don't know you anymore. Nah, but yeah.
listen, I actually got the battle pass. I have one page left. But
Okay.
yeah, listen, I realized that there's a reason why I don't get into Warzone and Rainbow and all that stuff.
Mhm.
It's too nitty-gritty. Where's the color? Where's the pizzazz? Like, I need that kind of stuff.
Well, you didn't stay
So,
long enough in Rainbow Six to see the pizzazz. I'm just saying.
okay. Well, I guess I'll have to try it again.
The
Someone
pizzazz
said
is
don't
I
hate
wouldn't
on Deku
recommend.
Smash.
I mean, it's an okay time. I think they have like okay, I might be under NDA for that. Never mind. But I was gonna be like, I think they have something coming up, but I'm pretty sure I just signed an NDA for something dealing with Rainbow Six. So I don't want to say too much. But any other games you play other than Valorant? We just like derailed you again. I'm so sorry.
That's okay. Have some fun. um,
No, but Mark, any
other
other
games.
games you're gonna be playing? Yeah.
I mean, I play a bunch of games like
Mhm.
let's see. Now that you're asking me, I can't think of them.
Just pull up your
No.
Steam
Oh,
library.
yeah.
Go
Just
through
go to the
every
Steam
game.
library.
All right, let me pull up my Steam right now.
I've actually
I'm
been
gla-
playing Red Dead
just
2.
something we would not have guessed like you would play. Like I don't want to hear this competitive
Okay,
stuff. Let's hear like the
yeah.
super casual. Like
Oh,
I'm
Like,
Doki
playing.
Doki Literature Club is probably. There you go.
I was playing. Okay, well, Squad. I don't know if you've heard of that. That
Oh,
game
I've
is
played
really
Squad.
fun.
Oh gosh,
I
did
don't
you
play it
like
that
that
much
game?
anymore.
I
I
like. I
loved
used
it.
to like it. So I played the beta. I liked it only because the people in that game seem to be so fun for no reason.
I
I don't know
love the
what
community in
it
that
was.
game.
And like it was just like an open mic and
Yeah,
everybody's just talking and it
yeah,
never really got toxic. And I was so nervous
uh-huh.
because I'm like, y'all, we're going into a shooter. I
Yeah.
don't know what's coming, but it wasn't bad. Okay.
I out of all the games, I think that game probably has the best community that I've like
Wow.
been in. Like of course you're gonna get trolls like every other game, but like
Yeah.
um that game, especially if you're in the right server, you will get every single person like hardcore calming, like as if they're like in an actual war. Like it's
Yeah.
pretty awesome. Like and the coordination, if like I said, just depends on the server you're in, but you get on the right one, you find the right one, and you get the whole lobby of like 100 dudes that are just 100 people that are just like fully committed to like the immersion, and they're actually good teammates. And
Yeah.
you can't say that like in Valorant. I'm playing at very high elo lobbies, and
Mhm.
sometimes you'll still get one or two people that are just they will not calm for the whole game until
Wow.
the very last round, and they'll be like, "You're terrible at this game. You suck. Like quit." And then you're just like, "Where were you the rest of the game? Like you could have actually told me something and I would have fixed it for you mid game." But
Yeah.
that's just not how they are.
I literally had that. I just had a flashback to like a Overwatch 2 comp where that literally happened.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I always get
Very
mad because I'm
relatable.
like, you could have said something earlier. Like, you had the ability to speak this whole time.
They don't have
So
any
you can't get
balls.
mad.
They don't have the
Yeah.
cojones to speak up.
Yeah. When I play with my friends, I'm like, then what do I need to switch to? What do I need to switch?
Yeah.
Like, just tell me.
Yeah.
Like this isn't working. No, that's really cool. Oh wow, Scott is a good one. Anything else? Have you played
Uh,
Tarkov?
I did for
Did you
like
hate it?
2-3 days. Yeah, I did not like it at all. It was just
Oh,
the whole idea of like going in there and, well, for one, it's a battle royale, but then like you actually do get loot, and then you
mhm.
lose it all in like one
It's really not a
one
battle
thing.
royale. It's a PvP,
Yeah,
PvE,
yeah,
whatever the
I can see
explanation.
that. Um,
COD has something similar called DMZ. They
yeah,
really with their latest game. I actually like it, but this is the thing. Call of Duty, like, it's a game I love to hate, but I still play it. Like, I'm that one person who's like, "Oh my god, you guys are gonna buy Call of Duty every year," and then I end up getting it, but I don't. I don't pay for it. I end up getting it. So then they're like, "You told us you're." I was like, "I didn't say I wasn't gonna play it,"
yeah,
But big
yeah,
shout out to them for getting me the code this year too. But
nice.
um, but I like their guns. I don't know why. Something about COD, maybe because I played it when I was growing up a lot. But it's something
Yeah,
about the guns. Like to me, some games, like I will literally play the game. I'm like, these guns suck. I hate them. Like it's not fun. And then there's some where I could like, I know it's like a learning curve, or I'm like not
yeah,
complaining too much. But yeah, hmm.
yeah.
I might have to go
Um,
back on Squad. You kind of like
Valheim,
convinced me there.
Valheim is a
Valheim,
great
I heard.
game. Yeah,
Yeah, my
that
friends talk
one.
about it. Oh,
Yeah, you should play it.
Wait, what
Uh,
game? I missed it.
Valheim.
Valheim?
Oh, you like survival games. Mhm.
I dabble. um,
Okay.
that game is awesome.
I
And
haven't played
there's
in a long time.
I also like
Hmm.
the like grand strategy sort of games.
Ooh.
Um,
Is that
like the
like
Total War, and
Mhm.
oh
I was playing
yeah.
this
Civilization.
one called Anno 1800. It's like
Hello.
that
Okay,
one's
I
pretty
found my
fun.
people. I
Yeah.
accidentally did a 24 hours with that game.
Really?
Okay, the
Oh
whole
my
reason I'm a
gosh.
Ubisoft creator and I'm sorry. And it's literally for Anno and to get all the DLCs and stuff like that. Like I literally only applied for that game, and then
Yeah.
they're like, "Oh, we see that you play Rainbow Six." I'm like, "Stop, okay." That was like PlayStation 4. We're like a new generation. I'm not playing
Yeah.
that anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
Anno is
I always
really
play those
fun.
games. I play games like that for a week, and
Oh,
then I'll never touch them again.
I do.
Like,
Yeah, I have like spurts where I play it. I played that, and I'm about to go back to City Skylines because they have some DLCs I haven't touched yet. They got taxes and stuff like that, and I'm like so excited about it.
you're taxing all of
You're like,
them
why?
too much, huh?
It's like
The way you're
it's
like
finances, and they got
taxes.
trains
Yeah.
now. Like, there's a lot. So I'm gonna be building. I'm literally so this is the thing. The company that I used to get it for, all of a sudden they're like, "Oh, you need to have like 50 concurrent viewers or something." I was at 49.5. I'm not even
Damn.
kidding you, and it wouldn't allow me to press the button. So I got it to like 50, and now I'm like, "Okay, I'm gonna get this." But yeah, we got camp, we got university. You should look into City Skylines if you have.
I
I'll look
have
into
City
it.
Skylines, but
Oh, you
that's like
do?
me with The Sims. Is like I'll play it.
I'll never touch The Sims again. You
Listen,
cannot pay
I have
me.
so many mods.
Mm-mm.
It's
I I got a
have
new
like
computer
60
and I said,
gigabytes
this
of
is the
mods.
day that we make this oath in blood. I pricked my finger and I said, I will never touch The Sims again.
But
That is
it's
a rabbit
so
hole of
cool.
like, it is. Because it's so much like that the community adds to it with like customizations and stuff
Mhm.
too. And then they come and like ruin it with their updates, but still like you'll update
Yeah.
and do it. And yeah, but
I have about like
yeah.
60 gigabytes of mods. I'll make my little people. I'll export it, put it into Blender, pose them, make them look all nice.
Yeah.
Oh man. They've
Yeah.
been releasing a lot of single player games lately. So I haven't touched any of it. I haven't played God of War. Any have you guys played God of War?
I watched a
Nope.
No.
friend play.
Yeah. I just started Forspoken. So I'm gonna try to
Oh,
continue it. Yeah.
I've
She
heard
curses a
mixed
lot.
reviews.
It's not bad. But yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not bad, but it's not like I got what the complaints are about like once I started. I was
Mm.
just like, "Oh." And it was bad because I was streaming it on YouTube and YouTube has like this whole like cursing thing. I don't know if you guys ever heard of it.
Oh,
So they
no.
took it away for a while because they said no, if you curse light LIT it wouldn't count as much, but now they say if you dropped any type of cursing bomb, it's going to put you in like a certain thing and the algorithm will push you. And I streamed for, yeah, it came back in October and I streamed Forspoken and she just was going off. And I was sitting there like, yeah, we're not going to get anything.
Demonetized.
Just like we're not going to get much from this. So yeah, but it's cool. But yeah, I miss like the Elden Ring. I don't know. I haven't gotten that yet, and I'm not going to play Harry
Your
Potter.
one
Sorry.
video
Yeah.
on Elden Ring. Oh my
I could
gosh.
literally just have a complicated. I mean, I don't judge people for playing Harry Potter. I get it, whatever. But it's just like for me, I'm not going to stream it. I'm not going to play it. And that's somebody who's like offered like a code and stuff. So my friend was like, "Can I get it?" I'm like, "No." But yeah, so that's why I was just like, I don't know, and it's kind of slow this year because I've been looking at the gaming calendar. So I've been getting into more like competitive stuff. So I'm actually looking into Valorant. If I use this camera, I can't play Valorant because it's a 4K Elgato capture card. And I
Oh.
don't know what the beef is. I love reading the Reddit thread though, because it's just people yelling like, "I can't use my there's my Elgato." And I'm like, "Oh well, sorry." So I brought up my good old trusty C9.
Nice.
Everybody knows what that camera is. You don't even have to say what.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, "Yeah, the trusty Logitech." Yeah, it
Yep.
still works, which is insane.
Yeah.
But
I mean, hey,
yeah,
if it works, it works.
yeah. Would you ever get into content creating, Mark? He's like, nah.
I
I'm
had that
trading.
opportunity for a long time, and I just never really spoke to me. I never really was interested in it.
Nah, no, that's the thing. At least you're realistic. I would say you're very realistic about your um like what you're willing to take on. Was that just like from just going through like the pro scene and stuff like that? Just kind of like,
What do you
or
mean
just
by that?
life, honestly. No, because you seem to be like very like, yeah, I'm not really going into competitive. I could coach, that's all, but I'm gonna focus here. And I always feel like people, I don't know, maybe because I talk to a lot of pro players and stuff too. You guys always just kind of have great focus versus like me.
Yeah.
Like just great focus and just kind of being sure. And that's a great trait, by the way. Don't get me wrong. Like that's really good just to have. So yeah. Well, I appreciate you being here, and I hope we could come. You could come back. Maybe we could play something.
Yeah.
We could put you in like a BR. Would
I'll think
you
about it.
like not try, or you just like would just completely hate it the whole time?
I mean, it's like it's just not fun to me.
Come
I
on,
feel like I would
Fortnite
put
is
him
different.
right.
Fortnite is different.
You
I feel
sound
like
like
we
my,
would
my
drop
friend
him
was
into
saying the same
Fortnite, and he
thing.
would just end the whole lobby and be like, "Oh, okay." Yeah, I kind of like
I don't
this.
have that problem where I die 10 seconds in.
That's a me problem. That's on me.
Yeah, you just
That's
gotta
my
press
fault.
the E button really fast and just pick up whatever you see. Just pick it
Yeah.
up.
And
Yeah.
then you
It is
kill
something
them
you have to learn
all.
with VRs. Just pick up some whatever. Don't look at it yet, and then kill whoever, and then you look at what you
Yes.
have.
Yeah.
It's he's like, for Rainbow Six, I
Yeah.
kind of come with all my stuff, maybe just be packed for the trip versus
Yeah.
just backpacking across Europe. No, but no, thank you so much for coming. Oh crap, we're at the end. Yeah. All right. Where can people I mean, you're where can people find you? I mean, you could probably give them some pro tips or something. You're a very elite player, but where can people find you or get in touch and let them know what you're into and then we'll end out.
Yeah. I mean, my Twitter is Mark the Shark 902. I haven't posted on there in a long time, at
Mhm.
least not actively. But who knows? Maybe I'll change my mind and I'll start posting on there. But other than that, like you won't find me anywhere. I'm off the grid.
Hey, never say never.
Yeah.
But no, I get it. Once you do the grind, you need some time off, trust me, and that's with anything.
Yeah.
So yeah, enjoy your break and good luck in all your future endeavors. Super Sailor Gary, where can everybody find you? And thank you so much for being my co-host.
Thanks for having me. Just Super Sailor Gary on all platforms. That's where you can find me.
And we're gonna
I
get you
don't
back
do
on Overwatch
much.
too.
Okay.
Okay. Thank
I'll
you.
do it, I guess.
Right. I'm That's So Alley Cat everywhere. ThatSoALYKAT, not CAT. But thank you all for joining us this week, as well as to my co-host again. And we want to thank our partners, ESTV, NFL alumni, and Gamehers. Without their support, we would not be able to bring our weekly show. We also want to thank our producer, Nick. I think he just yelled at me too. And our moderators, Catherine and Bayou, to stay up to date on our upcoming topics and shows, what we're working on. Next, follow our social media. You can find us everywhere at Esports CCP. In 2 weeks, we will have the dynamic duo Sam and DX back. Yay, we love those shows. And have a great 4-day weekend and stay. Wait, we have a 4-day weekend. Okay, this is what happens when you don't
President's
have a
Day.
real job. Um, because we work every day. Now, kidding. Stay warm, play some games, and see everyone in 2 weeks. Bye.